All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I'm going to give all praises, honor, and glory due to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Wahara Kakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, the elder bishops, and the elders of the great millstone. And peace and salutation to the hopeful elect out here toiling in this truth. And Shalom to the few sisters, the Akwathim, that listen and learn in silence. To all of you, Salaki, I say Shalom. I'm the brother Pathaka GMS Dallas, just coming back at you with a really quick hit. I'm just gonna, put my little say-so in on I think brothers have been doing videos going into this topic. I believe Apostle Ramlab did one, a response. Of course, as you can see, the beloved elder Manata Zakba, South Carolina, did a response. But we, and I've kind of been bringing some things out on this very topic here lately, in sit-downs and the whole nine. So I just want to put my 2 cents on in a lesson on this, on this particular thing, where this dude right here, as you can see, the guy in the shades, the gray-haired guy right there, the Jake right there, that vocab Malone, that demon, he's a devil, man, goes and get these Jakes, man, to side with him, to help try to make a lie out of the truth, man, which he's not going to be able to do, man. The truth is the truth. And one of the things that this dude tripped up, which really the thing that he tripped out on, is saying that Edom represents the nations in 2nd Ezra, the 6th chapter, and verse 9, man, where it says Esau is the end of the world. And of course, Esau, Edom, when you read in Genesis, the 36th chapter, matter of fact, I'm not gonna play the video. I'm just gonna, a lot of this stuff I'm probably gonna quote because I'm driving, so just bear with me. When you go into to Genesis, the 36th chapter, in verse 8, it says, Genesis 36 and 8, thus dwelt Esau in Mount Seir. Esau is Edom. So right there, it made Esau, Edom, and Mount Seir synonymous, man. So when the Lord is speaking about Esau, Edom, Mount Seir, whatever the terms he may use, he's talking about a particular nation of people, one nation of people, which I'm going to prove it. But yeah, that dude is tripping out, man. So real quick, let's get let's prove that real quick in Ezekiel 35. It's Ezekiel 35 to the right of your screen. You see the NLT is up. I'll start from the top. 35 and 1. It says, again, a message came to me from the Lord. Verse 2, it says, son of man, turn and face Mount Seir and prophesy against its people. There it is. Not talking about the mountain. Stop, bro. It's not talking about Mount Seir. When it says Mount Seir, we just read it in Genesis, the 36th chapter. It made them all synonymous, but it's always talking about the people. It's a people before a place. It's a people before the place, man. So well, not always, but you know what I'm saying, in that particular content or context, it's talking about the people, man. Salakia. But real quick, so just to prove, when it says Esau is the end of the world, let's go to Genesis, the 25th chapter, and we're going to drop down to verse 23. I'm going to start at verse 23. The point is in 25, I think. No, actually 23 is the point. Genesis 25 and 23, it says, and the Lord, Yahweh Shai, said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb. Who is the her? Rebecca, man. You know, the Lord is talking to Rebecca, who had twins in her womb. It says, two nations, bro. Which we already know, Esau, Edom, Mount Seir, it's all the same thing. It's all the same, it's talking about the same thing, man. They're all synonymous. So, and when you go, well, I'll get it. I don't want to get ahead of myself. It says, and the Lord said unto her, two nations are in thy womb. So, who was in her womb? Jacob and Esau. So, obviously, each of those represents a nation of people. Jacob represents a nation. The Israelites, you know, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and Seminole Indians of Negro descent, and of course the scattered seed that may not come looking like the average Israelite, you know, that's Jacob. And then you have Esau, man, you know, which the other nation of people that's represented in her womb. You know, the Edomites, which we're going to continue to read about it, are the in today's time, the so-called self-proclaimed white man, woman, and child, man. You know, the red people on the planet, going all the way back to the beginning with Cain. You know, that's that identifying mark, man. That's what that is. That red, that whole red thing, the first came out red all over like a hairy garment, is an identification mark, man. You know, this dude, it identifies who he is. You know, the Lord from the very beginning put a mark on Cain for killing his brother Abel. Well, that's the mark, you know, and that mark is still on them to this very day. You know, the first actual birth of an Edomite was recorded when Esau was born, man, which it's coming into that in verse 25. So let's keep reading. It says, and two manner of people shall be separated, because the Lord is a separatist, from thy bowels, and the one people shall be stronger than the other people. And we clearly see who that is. The Israelites are stronger than the Edomites. You know, the Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans are stronger than so-called self-proclaimed white man, woman, and child. It says, and the elder shall serve the younger, which is a future prophecy. You know, Isaiah 46:10, declaring the end from the beginning. This is a beginning, you know, end time prophecy in the beginning. You know, the heading, Genesis, you know, the beginning. So, yeah, servitude is coming, man, in the coming times. I'll keep reading though. It says, and when her days, but you get the point. It's two nations, only two nations, bro. Jacob represents a nation. Esau represents a nation. Not all nations. Stop, bro. And we're gonna prove that Esau, Edom, which we already did in Genesis, but we're gonna go into the word and prove that it's talking about the same people, man. It's a nation. And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb. Twins, two. Jacob and Esau. How can that represent all nations, man? Stop, bro. There's 18 nations on the planet. You saying that Edom represents all 17 other nations? Stop, bro. Esau, Edom represents one nation of people, the Edomites. It says, and the first came out red all over like an hairy garment, and they called his name Esau. There it is, wasted away is he. He had no pigment. That was the first recorded birth of an Edomite right here in the earth, right here in Genesis, the 25th chapter, which goes back to Cain. He was already a grown man, and he got his pigment taken. So when he came back in and reincarnated, he had to be born, and he had that same identifying mark on him, and they still have that to this very day, man. You know, it is what it is. The Lord did what he did, man. So that's real quick. So that red is an identification, an identifying mark, man. You know, let's jump down to verse 30 real quick. It says, and Esau said to Jacob, feed me, I pray thee, with that same red pottage, for I am faint. Therefore was his name called Edom. So real quick, let's go into this word real quick. I'm at camp, so I'm gonna make this pretty quick. You know, just wanted to do a little quick hit. Let's go on this word Edom real quick. Let this devil say it.
Strong's H123. Edom.
There it is, Edom. So, and you can see right in the top right there the spelling. You see Edom clearly right there. So Let's go right here. It says Edom, outline of biblical usage. Edom equals red. Edom, here's the point. B, Edomite, Idumean, descendants of Esau. Hello. And we already read Esau, two nations was in thy room. You know, the twins. Jacob is a nation. Esau is a nation. So Esau, Edom, Mount Seir, all of it is all the same thing. So it doesn't represent nations. It represents one nation of people. The Edomites, the biblical red Hebrew Edomites, man. So-called self-proclaimed white man, woman, and child. So that dude is wrong, man. So I just want to do a little quick hit. Hopefully this is edifying to the hopeful elect. With that, giving all praises, honor, and glory due to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Yahweh Kodash. Double honors to the apostles, the elder bishops, and the elders of the great millstone. And peace and blessings to the elect, the house of David, the Bayath, Shah, Dawadah, Shalom.